Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, TV shows, music, and any other interesting topics. So, on this episode, we're going to be talking about the new Netflix movie starring Will Smith called Bright.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our first podcast of the year?
Oh, yep, 2018. Granted, this came out in 2017, but this podcast is probably going to get released in 2018. So, yeah.
Yes, exactly. For future reference, any podcast that we release after the recap of 2017 will be counted towards our recap of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there, so all the December ones, they're just going to be moved along there.
Yep.
And guys, we want you to tweet us, Echo something. I don't know what our Twitter handle is.
Echo U Podcast?
No. Is it? Yes, it is. He's 100% right.
After a strict staring down, she understands that I'm serious. It's Echo U Podcast.
Yes, that's our Twitter handle, Echo U Podcast. And you can find us on...
No more holiday breaks for her, man. She's forgetting everything.
Can I finish?
No.
Damn.
If you're going to finish her right.
Anyway, tweet us at Echo U Podcast. And you can find us on any social media at Echo Underground Podcast. And let's get right into it. So this is what I liked about Bright. One, I liked the acting. I liked the world that was building, and the elves were badass, so that's a plus too. I liked the feel that it kind of felt like a buddy cop movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, Jacoby looks a little weird. And before we get into it, spoilers will be here, because we might have new people listening, so spoiler. And I love the twist at the end, even though I saw it. Well, I'll get into that. I love the twist at the end. I didn't have any issues with, how the war was built. I did have some questions, but that's probably why I gave this movie, an A-, because those questions prevented it from, for me being, an A+.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of the movie Bright, Michael?
I definitely enjoyed this movie. I know I'm probably going to repeat some of the things you said already. But, one thing I definitely did like was the addition of, the supernatural into just, the real world. There's no, separation of supernatural and, what we know is the real world right now. Everything is all one thing. So, elves are a thing. Apparently, dwarves are a thing. Orcs are a thing. I saw a dragon in the background somewhere. And I thought that was cool. Because they just made it look so normal. I'm just going to go outside and smack a fairy in the face until it dies. Because they're annoying. So yeah, the whole fairy tale integration thing into the real world, I thought that was cool. I thought Will Smith did pretty well. He's done several cops in his career. And I feel like this is one of the other cool ones. Especially because he's more of an asshole in this one. Because he just really doesn't want to be with his partner. So I thought that little dynamic there was kind of interesting. And the pacing of the movie was interesting. It was good too. Because I never really got bored in any certain parts. There was no slow start, no middle, or slow end. Confusing details that need to be filled in, sure. But we're going to get to that in a bit. But everything else around that, I think it deserved an A-, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, first off, one thing, my favorite character is Daryl Ward, aka Will Smith. Even though I hate his mustache and his haircut. But I like Daryl because he was very much he was smart, Jacoby would have died had he not been there.
Jacoby did die.
Hey, spoilers, man.
Well, we warned him.
Anyway. And so would have Tika, and they wouldn't have survived the night without him. Because he recognized he was going to be betrayed by those cops when he called in the wand. He saw that quick and shut it down. He had them go through the city because Jacoby showed how much he was a rookie. He wouldn't have survived the night if it wasn't for Ward. And I think that's really cool. And then the character I hated. Honestly, I would say the feds. I don't know why. I know they were the good guys, but I was questioning that throughout the entire movie. I wasn't sure who was who. Why the hell this was happening. I knew one of the feds were elves. So I'm like, does he not have loyalty to his people? But I think I'm supposed to wonder that because they're planning on making a second one. So I think you're supposed to have these questions so they can expand on it in the second one. But yeah. Favorite character, definitely Ward. Least favorite, the two fat guys. And by the way, one of the fat guys was one of the serial killers in Mindhunter. Just put that out there.
Yep. Is he the guy with the shoe? No, he's not
Yep.
the shoe. Oh,
he's the one with the shoe. I can't look at him the same.
Okay, go ahead and the store Mindhunter podcast, guys. You'll enjoy that.
Yes, check out
one of my favorite shows of all of 2017. So definitely, if you haven't seen the show yet, definitely check that out, and then check out the podcast because, whew, that one's a ride. But yeah, back to this one.
So, who did you like? Who you didn't like?
I didn't really not like anybody. I think everybody in the movie that played a really good part. Like, obviously the antagonist is the antagonist. I'm not gonna like them, but they played their part well. I will give a special nod to both Jacoby and Will Smith. Because Jacoby I almost didn't like because of how annoying he was. But I'm thinking that's like an orc thing. And I think that they played on that very well. Because I'm wondering, like, let's say, you're going to build this world where you integrate fairy tale, lore and all that kind of stuff into the real world. What kind of personality would they have? And I think this movie just goes this route where they're like, just brutish, pretty simple in the head, awkwardly, they're like very like, I don't know, not antisocial, but like, they don't have all the regular social, cues that humans have, I guess, because of how, brutish they are. And then they're the elves. Apparently they're like upper society. They're
rich. They're upper class.
They're rich. They're powerful. They're smart and strong as hell. And apparently they have very quiet feet because nobody heard these motherfuckers sneaking up on you. But
they can go through walls and shit.
Yeah, listen, man.
And flip everywhere.
One of the guys was on fire and like did not care. Like, these guys are stone cold. I don't think any elf smiled one time.
What was they smiling about, though?
I don't know.
I mean...
But damn, at least, I don't know. They just seem like, even outside the context of the movie where, like, some serious things were happening, that, like, they wouldn't smile either way. Like, they don't know what a joke is. They only know business. And I guess Business. BIDNESSSSS. Anyway,
you just completely. God.
All the characters I think played a really good part. I like the orcs, the Spanish gang. There were a simple cast for them, I guess, because it's just the one like they're a Spanish gang. Just like the regular bunch of black guys on the road in the beginning. It's in the neighborhood.
Just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling. It's like I think they definitely focused more on the new addition to the world being unique rather than things we already know. I think they did a really good job with that. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the characters.
Okay, well, I guess, how are we gonna do this? So, plot points. The only thing that I really didn't like about this movie was I never understood how the Dark Lord got to power. I don't even need that part, really. I needed to understand in general who the Dark Lord was. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that like took it down for me. And Warriors of Light, I think they're named like that.
Shield of Light.
I understood that the Shield of Light was trying to prevent the Dark Lord from coming. I understood that the elves wanted the Dark Lord to come back. I understood that the orcs were hated because 2,000 years ago they helped the Dark Lord. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand was who the Dark Lord and why the fuck did the orcs side with the Dark Lord? But I don't think I'm supposed to understand at least why the orcs chose the Dark Lord. But I think I'm supposed to fear the Dark Lord, but I don't particularly know why. I don't know what he can do. Apparently a lot of shit. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, apparently, some like world-ending type shit. But in my head, I don't know, I kept thinking, wow, it must be Sauron, because, I heard the word orcs and I immediately thought Lord of the Rings. But yeah, which would be kind of cool. But I know that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I'm like, I agree with Shanique here. Like, I kind of want to know more about this guy. Like, how powerful is he? Why is he capable of being revived? I mean, granted, I guess like the magic wands, they have their own thing. We'll get to magic wands in a second. That deserves its own topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I simply don't know. Like how I know that some armies united. Like, how did they kill him? Like, was he sealed away or something? Is his body?
I think so.
Is his body in LA? Like, why aren't we like throwing that shit into space? I feel like he literally almost fucked the planet. So I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest plot holes for me. Not plot hole, but it's something that wasn't really fleshed out. They fleshed out so many other things in the movie, and I found that very cool. But this is a major plot point. And I was like, I kind of want some fine print here. You know, like what's going on?
And like, it's not like a big deal for me, only because the way they wrote the story, you didn't need to know who he was.
Right, that's true.
If they somehow bring him back, and that's what the sequel's about, then you have to explain who the hell he is.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to explain why the elves want to bring him back. Right? Basically, this movie was like...
those section of elves anyway, not all the elves. Just those like...
Oh, yeah, the Infirmi.
Infirmi, that's right.
Yeah. Why did that group want to bring them back? Bring him back? You need to focus on that. If you do a second movie, if the actual second movie gets made, because I heard some criticism, but I generally liked the movie, and it was another thing was, to me, what made this movie really cool was like, basically for me, like the elves are really interesting to me. I want to know like who the other elves are, even though the other elves look stuck up. Or either mean. That's all we got of the elves so far. But I'm pretty sure there's more. Except for Tika, who, she was actually pretty cool, but she pissed me off because she was talking her own language and she knew how to talk English. But I guess it was protect herself. I guess.
She could have done a lot easier protecting herself if she just spoke English and like communicated with Ward to figure out what to do. But no, apparently he was on trial the entire time to figure out whether or not he was worthy of being trusted until the last like 10, 15 minutes of the movie.
And that kind of pissed me off a little bit, only because like I'm like, bitch, he just got shot for you. Right. How many times?
Right. Hell, fucking Jacoby got shot and killed.
I know, man. He saved that little orc boy for no reason. Well, I mean, for a reason. Because now a different person killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't like, do anything.
His dad, apparently.
Yeah, that.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, here's a tangent, though. How can you tell that you are the father of the orcs?
What you mean?
They all look the same.
Uh-oh, guys.
I'm just saying.
Uh-oh, guys.
What?
I don't want to jump into. I don't want to get bundled up into this one, guys. I don't know.
No, jump in. I'm asking you. How would you be able to tell? They kind of look the same.
I don't know. DNA test. Same way like humans do it. Shit.
I don't know, but like, can you do DNA tests on orcs?
I mean, I think on all living things you can do a DNA test. Like all things have organic matter has its own genetic.
Like, are there orc hospitals?
See, more detail that wasn't really fleshed out. Well,
you know what? That's not even that important. I don't really give a shit about the orcs for the most part. Only Jacoby.
I think they're all cool. I think they're a little weird addition.
They were, like... I guess I'm supposed... Like, I don't care about them as a species, per se. No offense to any orc enthusiasts out there.
Or any orc listeners themselves,
Okay.
You never know.
First of all, if we saw one of those things in real life, I'm going the other way. Because they're bigger than you.
Hey, they're all not violent, okay? According to this movie, some of them can be nice, including Jacoby. Look how cool he was.
Cool is not a word I would describe Jacoby as.
He apparently was never an asshole his entire life, okay? He got picked on even by orcs.
That's because...
Like, he's awkward, yeah, but his heart's in the right place.
Because he wasn't blooded.
Ooh. Look at Shanika out here acting like them now. Fogtooth Gang or whatever they are.
Oh, yeah. Horrible ass name. But anyway, look. All I'm saying is that Jacoby he reminded me of, like, the nerd who said, hey, I'm going to be a cop.
Yeah, he made it.
And he did make it.
And he's not only that, but he's one of the only good cops that were in the movie. Remember, he was about to get killed by the other guys or, have Ward kill him.
Yeah, because that wand, that's another thing. That wand, I didn't particularly understood how it worked, per se. Because, like, there were times it looked like not all elves can control the wand.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to be a bright, and that's what the title is. Bright is just someone who has the power to use magic. That's basically all a bright is. I don't know why. I don't know where the name Bright comes from, but that's what it is.
Well, the wand was bright, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think
The
that's
wand
it.
is literally just like a weird like lightning bolt looking thing. It's like just shiny the whole time.
It's a shiny stick. That's literally what
I'm
it
glad
is.
it's like wrapped up for like a good 2/3 of them.
Yeah, because mostly because like humans, if you can't wield magic, you can't touch it or you'll turn to dust. Which that was a cool scene. That's actually, if I had to pick like favorite scenes, I would pick one when the elves fucked up all the cops when they were chasing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Another one is the gas station scene.
That's my number one scene right there.
And then my final one is when they were fighting. What is that lead bitch's name? For the elves.
Oh, you're talking about the one from Monday?
She's Monday in another movie, but she's an elf in this one. But whoever the lead elf was,
like the main antagonist of the movie, like
not her henchmen, which they were badass too.
Right,
but her,
right.
When she was fighting Ward, Jacoby, and Tika. I don't know her name, but that scene at the end where you found out that, like, spoiler, Ward's a bright. It was like, oh. I was like, that's a badass scene. She was not going down without a fight. And that's good. Those are my favorite three. Anytime where the elves actually caught up to them and bust their ass a little bit, those are my favorite scenes.
One of my other favorite ones though is with the orcs. When actually, because like right before, during, and after Jacoby died, and then came back to life. Haha! If you listen to this podcast without watching it, you never knew he came back to life. Anyways,
that was so extra.
No, but for real though, I do like that scene though, because I was like, in my head, I was like, dang, I really didn't think they were brave enough to kill off Jacoby. Because I feel like, I would have gotten it. If they actually like left him dead, I'd have been hurt, but I'd have understood. Like he'd have went out a hero, But I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did the whole, plot armor thing where it's like, wish him back to life with magic. And I was like, okay, this guy rose out the ground like Jesus and then, got blooded at the end. I was like, okay. That's
some prophecy, which is another question.
Or the Shield of Light thing. Like, oh, they did know some. That's one of the biggest things they need to explain, the Shield of Light. Like, I know they explained it, but, like, I need more. Because
but I don't think
their answers only spawn more questions from me. But I guess that's
I think that's I literally think the point is so you have questions and watch the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see. What can I think about this movie? There's so much to talk about, but to talk about the world in general, it was crazy. Now, would you be able to like live in this world?
I don't know. Everybody looks like they can function, so long as you're not like hiding a magic wand. Because literally everybody will be after you. Let me tell you something, yo. We didn't even explain that. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. The cops were after it. The feds are after it. The Fog Teeth gang were after it. The Spanish gang were after it. The elves were after it. If anybody else found out, they'd have probably been after it too.
Oh yeah, the scene in the strip club with the elves versus the Spanish gangs. Rest in peace, all of them.
Oh my God, that
was a really good scene too.
That's very true. I forgot about that. That's very true.
This is basically a chase movie. After like the first 20 minutes on the film, they find that wand. There's no slowdown.
Right.
It just
full speed ahead after that. Right.
It's like if you watch any like Fast and Furious movie, once they get to the mission, it does not stop. It's continuous. And Ward should have been dead like so many times.
Oh yeah. Especially when like fighting orcs. I was like, these orcs can like lift up trucks and shit. Like one guy, I don't know if it was like bench pressing one or something like that, but it's like
no, the kid orc was lifting it up because he left his ball on it.
Right. So if kids can like do that kind of shit, I'm like, I ain't trying to fight them motherfuckers, yo.
Yeah, and it was funny when he thought they couldn't speak English and was like talking all that shit.
Right, yeah, that was funny.
And then they fucked them up bad.
Yeah. You see, the dynamic there was so cool for me because it's like, I know this is like a weird, immature thing to like even go to. But I was like, dang. I bet black people don't feel too bad right now. I'm sorry, Kinnick hair face falling. But it's okay. I was like, I don't know how the dynamic of the world is set up, but I still think it was cool, yo. Because that's not one of the things they focus on. They just focused on the story. They didn't focus on like saying, hey, this is how this demographic interacts with that demographic or nothing like that. But like it's just one of the things I thought was kind of funny. But Kinnick doesn't really agree with me on my sentiment here, but it's okay.
I'm giving you the whole side eye. Not even part. I'm just like, what is happening here?
Hey, it was funny. I like this movie, man. I heard like and I know I don't usually try to get into this too often, but I heard like a lot of criticisms for it, and most of them towards Will Smith. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Will Smith was the best part of this movie, besides Jacoby.
Right. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I feel like if it wasn't Will Smith pulling the movie, I probably would like it a little bit less. Yes, 'cause I feel like Will Smith is like the ideal black cop in my mind, other than like someone like Denzel or somebody like that.
Well, I think it
Or
has
Samuel
to be
Jackson.
someone who's just has a very good personality.
Mhm.
Because Ward was acting like an ass at some point.
Right.
So if he didn't have that charm to pull you in, you would just hate the main character. You would be like, oh, just kill this bitch. I don't even care.
His hate was kind of well placed too, because like he did get shot because of him. So
Did he get shot because of him?
yeah, remember, he needed his backup, but he was out there getting a burrito. Remember? And then the orc chased down the wrong kid who they thought was the gunner.
No, but I thought they didn't even know the store was getting robbed. Because Will Smith was just chilling in front of the store leaning. They didn't know they was getting robbed.
Yeah, but he still needed the backup. Cause like they engaged for like a little bit. But
no, he didn't. Like, Will Smith was on the car. He turned, boom. He didn't get a chance to engage the guy at all.
Okay.
And then he hit the ground. Jacoby saw it and ran, but lost him in the crowd. Which would happen to anyone, even Ward.
Well, I don't know. I guess he was just mad because like he just wasn't there. Like he's supposed to like be with him, but he decided, nah, I'm gonna go do the burrito break or whatever. 'Cause, like I know that's why he was mad at him. He just wasn't present,
Yeah. I think
which is kind of a bad look.
well, I thought it was more like he didn't catch the suspect, not really that he was getting a burrito.
Yeah, all right.
Because I think they were on their lunch break, and he just happened to get shot on his lunch break.
All right.
Because he was like, nah, bro.
No one can see you.
I know, but I had to demonstrate. But basically, Ward looked at Jacoby, and Jacoby's like, oh, you want? And he was like, no. Then he turned, got shot immediately, because the gun came out of nowhere. I think if they were, like, doing something, like patrolling, Ward wouldn't have been so chill at the car. I think they just got caught at a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Jacoby tried, and he did the right thing. That's all. But he was getting on my nerves, too. I think every character got on my nerves except Ward in this entire movie.
Yeah, he made all the right decisions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure, like, somebody can point out some kind of, like, weird thing he did in the movie that like, might slow something down. But I feel like he did everything that I would have done ideally.
Yeah.
Like, I probably wouldn't have done it, but, like, if I had some time to think about it, everything he went through, I'd been like, yeah. Because I feel like, somebody out there is going to be like, well, he killed 4 cops.
They were going to kill him. That's how I feel.
Right.
Was there a way out of that? Nah, bro.
Right. I mean, there probably was, because he wanted they wanted him to kill. They wanted to.
Yeah,
kill,
but if
Jacoby.
he didn't kill Jacoby,
if he did kill Jacoby, he'd been alright.
No, they were
like,
gonna kill him anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He was gonna kill him anyway.
All right, so Michael, what do you hope to see in Bright 2?
I'm honestly just hoping to see more explanation of the lore behind this world. The whole alternate, like, fairy tale thing going on here is pretty cool. And I've said that, like, a dozen times in this podcast alone. But if I can get some more lore behind it, like, what other kind of fairy tale creatures are around, what part do they play in society, what the story could even be, like, I know that the wand there is like another one that they're going to be looking for.
I think
are they going to be doing anything about Will being a bright? How are the elves?
His name is Ward.
They know who the hell I'm talking about. We've been doing about this for like 25 minutes now. They be alright. But yeah, I just kind of want to know where everything will go. Hell, are him and Jacoby going to be actual friends? Because at the end of the movie, he claims they're still not friends, but we all know they're cool now. Like, well, at least better than they were at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and like for me, I think Bright 2 is basically going to be about the Dark Lord. They're going to try to revive the Dark Lord, and then Ward is going to try to hide the fact that he's a Bright. Because I don't know what happens to Bright. But I think they don't come back. I think the Feds take them away and then they disappear. I don't think...
Only just this way. It's not just like walking around society like, hey, I can nuke you if I wanted to.
Yeah. No. So, yeah, I think they go bye-bye. So he's going to have to hide that. They're probably going to have to worry about the whole Dark Lord coming back again. So there's a lot of things they can do for Bright 2. And that's what I hope. I hope that they, again, go into the backstory of the Dark Lord, maybe do a flashback, and then basically focus on, like, hiding the fact that he's a Bright. Jacoby gotta shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he's going to tell his wife and his daughter, but who knows?
That's an interesting explanation to do. Like, hey, if I hold the magic wand, I won't disintegrate into nothing. P.S. I can make a wish on it. Yeah. I literally saw my partner come back to life in front of me, like the second coming of Jesus or something.
See, everyone says they can make a wish, but I think you actually have to do a spell. Because none of the elves did that. I think that's just what the humans think.
Even when Tika did it, I don't think they didn't explain like what the black stuff was going on with Tika when she made when she did the spell. You know, like why was she getting hurt when she used the wand?
Well, I think it was kind of hinted because she was like a first. I
thought she was like an apprentice who didn't like know how to fully use it just yet.
Yeah, she didn't know a lot of spells, and she was using spells that she was too weak to use.
See, but then when that happened, now when Will got the wand, or Ward, Shanique wants me to be accurate, when Ward got the wand, nothing happened to him. He just used it one time and you know, pretty much finished the climax of the movie.
Yeah, but she used it more than once. She used it multiple times.
I mean, she used it to revive Jacoby and like a couple times to end the fight with the elves.
She also used it before they found her to do that thing.
One. Yeah, with that first elf.
Well, I don't know what the hell she did to that elf.
Fucked. I don't know.
Like, she was looking like unknown from like a distance. Like from Tekken. Like literally.
Does that explain that one?
Yeah, like she had the wet hair. She had like half her body gone. It was weird. It was like if the wolf and Unknown became one and then got like splat. Basically, that's what that looked like.
Painting pictures here, guys.
I know. I'm painting it. It's just weird. I don't even know. I was surprised the girl was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
It looked hella weird. But hey, as long as it works, that's all I got to say.
And it's the end result that counts, guys.
Yeah, Tika was a good character too. I mean, first she spoke English a lot sooner, but she was a really good character, and I'm glad she's not dead. So I want to see more of her.
Right, she's coming back, so that'll be.
Did she take the wand?
No, I think the feds got the wand. Like just got wrapped up and taken away. Remember the little case that they were walking out with?
Oh, okay.
At the very end, they were in like hazmat suits or whatever, and they put in like this little glass box tube looking thing.
Yeah.
So I guess like they have the wand now, which
is that a good thing? See, because I don't know if I trust that elf. I don't trust none of the elves. I ain't gonna lie.
That's true. I have a hard time doing it either because they just seem shady. I think all elves seem shady. But you can't really do anything about that because I feel like that's just all their character right there. Which, in my opinion, is kind of cool. Because I feel like, if you think orcs are the bad guys, elves are usually the good guys in all other, universes where, they're in the same place, Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure if orcs were in Harry Potter, they'd probably be assholes. I know they have ogres. And, they
have elves. They run the bank.
No, ogres. Sorry, not ogres. Orcs.
Orcs. Oh, I thought you said elves.
No, yeah, I did say elves. I'm just saying if they had orcs, though, not compared to something. But yeah, apparently elves, they're a very exaggerated version of what we already see in media of them. And, I thought that was cool. That's one of my main things I want to see in the next one.
Well, think about it this way. Media also makes people like Peter Pan's an asshole in the real story. In the actual real story, he's a complete ass. Mm-hmm. But in the cartoon, he's like, la.
Yeah, making kids fly and all that, though,
Yeah, but he enslaves children or something like that. It's a little fucked up. Real fairy tales are actually very effed up. Mm-hmm. But Disney gotta make that money.
Oh yeah. I know that at one point too that they mentioned dwarves. I'm trying to see what they're like too, and they also hinted at a flying dragon in the sky. Maybe it was just for decoration to say, hey, this is not the real world. But I just kind of want to know. I
didn't even see this dragon, but him and my sister mentioned it, and I was like,
yeah, it was it's just like a tiny shadow in the sky, just flying across the moonlight, and it was just kind of cool. But we got time to figure out all that though.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, closing remarks. My suggestion is watch the movie for yourself. Don't listen to anyone tell you oh, this movie's trash, blah blah blah. Or I say just watch it. See for yourself. You might either say, hey, it's fast paced, keeps your attention, or you might be confused as hell when you watch that movie. It really just depends. It's also one of those movies, pre-warning, do not take your eyes off the screen.
Yeah.
If you miss 5 minutes of this movie, you don't know how the hell they ended up here. And
they do a lot of traveling in this movie, right?
It's very quick, it's very fast paced, and you need to pay attention. It's not one of those movies you can look away, do something else, come back, and then you be like, No, you gotta pay attention. It's like Lost. You can't miss episode Lost. You cannot miss a moment in this movie at all. You'll be confused. And then you catch up and you're like, wait, when did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, a good example is, like, 1 minute they were fine, and the next minute they're being tied up with orcs. I had to go back and was like, bruh, how did they get captured? Right. Yeah, it's very quick. They just have a very long night. Very long night.
All one night, man. Yep.
It only is 1 night. So a couple hours, they're just going through the most right now. But it was a really good movie. It's very fast paced, a lot of action. There's some humor in it, and the relationships between like Jacoby, Tika, and Ward are what holds the movie together. And I say, watch it. Closing remarks?
No, I'm good. I'm pretty sure I ranted enough in all the several parts. I'm just gonna end up repeating myself. But guys, I agree with Shanique. Watch the movie, pay attention, and maybe you'll like the world that they're trying to build. Maybe you'll be down for Bright too.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, please leave some comments, like, share, let everyone know who we are. We're back for, I was about to say season 2, the same season.
I'm about to say what?
For a new year of podcasts, tweet us at Echo U Podcast and let us know what you think of Bright. Are we tripping? Was this just a garbage movie, or do you have suggestions of what Bright 2 can be? Also, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, any podcasting apps, including iTunes and Stitcher at Echo Underground Podcast. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
See ya.